Okay, this is Rick, 45 News, Utah. Good evening to everybody. Late night. I know it's 9:12, and hey, we're going to get into the news. And after this, I'm going to try to do a story on a couple things you want to stay tuned with. That'll be episode number 2 for tonight. It's going to be a long night for me because I have to catch up. I got my grandbaby, and I had a couple long days of work. One day I did go back to find the other bull elk antler that I found one side, went back to find the other, and I ran into road after road on the other side of the mountain, and there was just, I got way back in last night, had to hike out. Didn't get down until about 9 o'clock, so it was a really long night for me. Anyway, so we'll get into the news. Here we go, Utah State news, with some national news mixed in. This is like just a breakdown of what's going on in your local news channels, just so you guys all know. Okay, here we go. 338 COVID-19 cases in Utah, 5 deaths. Now it's gone. We're going to kind of do something new here at 45 News Utah. We're numbering everything so I don't get jumbled up. Okay, looks like Thursday, in a motel in Fillmore, a man was arrested for threatening to shoot with an air rifle multiple individuals. Just so you know, he had an air rifle and he was going to shoot a bunch of people, threatening to. Got in a scuffle with the cops, and he was arrested. And this is in Fillmore, and his name is Lawrence, Frossel Duty. That's as good as you're going to get. And he was 50. From Fillmore, arrested, had an air rifle, and he was a restricted person. Imagine that. We're going to have air rifles banned next time on 45 News Utah. Just kidding. No, it's just that's going to be the next news, I tell you, this crazy world we live in. Okay. Now, bear apocalypse. I seen that on the news about a month ago, and I'm telling you, the bear apocalypse is here. So if you get a chance, you're in the woods, be ready for the bear apocalypse. Now, this is not funny because this guy did lose his life. Utah family mourns the loss of family member mauled to death by a grizzly bear in Yellowstone National Park. Yeah, the guy was 6'7". He's a huge guide. He was a huge guide. He backcountry guide. He just after work he went for a walk or went fishing and found him mauled. Apparently the bear mauled him, just attacked him from behind, and he got his hands around his back of his neck. Now remember, a black bear, you punch, fight, go for his eyes, right for those eyes, go for anything, punch him in the face, you do whatever you got. But grizzly bear, play dead, because they don't care. Anyway, so the bear got on him, grabbed him by the head, threw him around. He died from the injury sustained, but he was able to call from his cell phone and to get to a tree and prop himself up. The bear, the park rangers basically went over and found the bear, and the bear charged them, and they had to spray him twice with pepper spray, and it didn't do a dang thing to the bear, and they ended up shooting him. Just saying. Sounds like it was a mother with cubs. What else I got there? Nope, already got that. Okay, so that's out of the way. Remember, bear apocalypse. It's here. You're all going to die, including me, at least twice in this year because of bears. Hate bears. Let it snow. Just telling you, Mother's Day's coming. Okay. Looks like number 9 for me is, so, yeah, this is national news. This is actually number 4. I'm not going to redo this recording just because I said 9. It was number 4. Just saying, we have too much going on tonight. Okay, 91 people found at a Houston home. I wonder why. These are human traffickers, by the way. These people were starved. They were in a multi-level house. Breaking news. And it was due to a kidnapping, and someone had notified the police about that, and they found out where these people are being kidnapped, mostly males. Just that border's wide open. Just wide open. I'm telling you, it's just, that's what happens when you have a wide open human trafficking, drug smuggling, open border just to our south. This is not going to be new, and it isn't new in any way, shape, or form. This is just one time it made national news. I tell you, it's crazy. It's a crazy world we live in. Okay, how federal investigators are tracking down the insurrectionists from Utah. So if you was the Capitol and you was in that riot and you stormed the Capitol building and made that whole vote just stop and everybody run for cover, and the guy with the coyotes hanging off the sides of his head and a fake Native American buffalo headdress, Yeah, that's who was there. These guys. So whoever was involved, this guy, he he admitted to it. They found him using AI technology. They did face recognition, put it against Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube or whatever, and they decided to find him, and they did. So just telling you, face recognition is out there. Anything you post online, including this video, will be used against you in a court of law. So, but as far as these insurrectionists that caused the largest disruption in the system of America, y'all know who you are, right? So I don't say anymore. These guys are going to be in a lot of trouble. There's nothing to do about it now. Shouldn't have been there. Shouldn't have been there. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Lots of road construction this summer, guys. We're facing a ton of road construction. It's going to be everywhere. It's already starting. They got the 89 project back up and running. They got the funding for that. There's $5 billion going towards road projects. They have the budget that fell short because a lot of companies are registering their trailers out of state, then just pounding through Utah constantly. So they're not paying the state taxes for the roads. Not to mention there's a bazillion tourists here, just a bazillion, and they're just riding all over everything. Just, yeah, so there's going to be a lot of road construction coming out of your pocket. We'll get into that in a minute. Anyway, it's because of the booming population. Just booming population. In the water news for Cedar City, the aquifer is dropping and water use is going up. That's all you need to know. There's not enough water. But let's make sure those projects are running. Indian Peaks is going to suffer because they're going to put that pipeline out there to suck Indian Peaks dry. Just saying. So back to Yellowstone. Yellowstone National Park is using paintballs and beanbags to scare away wolves that have gotten accustomed to humans. So now not only do we have a massive pack of wolves inside the park, and we have buffalo ranging off the park, and everybody's complaining, and they're massacring the bison and the elk and everything else, and there's all this commotion with the bazillion people standing on each other's heads, taking pictures, getting hit by buffalo, all over everything. I see people on Facebook getting slammed by a bison because they can't figure out why they're a pet. Now the wolves have turned into pets. Imagine that. They see like a bazillion people a year, right? On a normal year. So they're going to go, fly over them and shoot them with beanbags and paintballs to get them to quit being friendly to humans. That's a great idea. By the way, Idaho's going to pass legislation that's going to kill 90% of their wolves through contractors to kill them out because the elk herds are in the toilet, along with the deer herds. But I can't figure out half the time who's complaining about what, because the elk herds go up, all the people complain. If they go down, they complain. Can't figure that one out. But the wolves are apparently going to get whacked. Which are not for the wolves, by the way. They're a Canadian super wolf. Just telling you. They're not lower 48 wolf. Okay, on to the next. Grand Canyon bison hunt. This really hits me pretty hard because, this is my buffalo 2012 bison hunt, limited entry Henry Mountains. Very, very troubling time for me. I went through that hunt and I was successful. But now in the Grand Canyon North Rim, they're saying there's, I think, 600 bison there, and they're saying that they're over capacity by 400. So what they're going to do is an old-fashioned Buffalo Bill off the railroad tracks, slaughtering them by the hundreds, just dumping them. They're going to dump all those bison. They want contractors. They want 25 people to go down there to fly, to go down there and do an 1800s style buffalo massacre. Groups, 25 group. They don't get to pick their targets. The biologists that are really highly educated are going to be over there saying, shoot that one, don't shoot that one, shoot that one, don't shoot that one. What could possibly go wrong? Just saying. You got to be skilled marksman. You got to have ammunition, which is basically gold right now. And you get to keep one bison, not of your choosing. And this is going to be like in June. This is dumb. Why would you shoot bison in June? They're a huge, heavy animal. They're going to rot. They're going to go sour. This is just dumb. Anyway, so if you want to apply for it, you can apply by May 3rd, 12 a.m. through 11:59 p.m. May 4th. You have to contact the gov/GCB. So you have to go to the Arizona Fish and Game and the Arizona Park Service to get your application in by May 4th. If you want to go down and slaughter a bunch of buffalo and actually put them down like they should be put down. Let's just not plan on moving them somewhere or selling them off or anything, smart like that. Let's just go down to Arizona and blast them. But it is your national park. Wait a minute, it's federal land. I forgot. You don't own it. You don't own it. Okay. That's national news. So, okay, number 10. Now I'm on 10. Man attempts to carjack 2 cars, leads to a 100-mile-per-hour chase in, I believe, Utah County. I don't know if what city it really was, but anyway. So this Tyson Blair Gurr, 35, he injured an officer. He was being charged with domestic violence. He got a domestic violence call. They reported the home. He got in a fight with the police, ran off, hurt an officer, tried to steal a car. He got 2 attempted carjackings against him. One guy, he swung at one guy, the guy that owned the car, and the guy knocked him down on the ground. So this guy just wasn't having a good day. So anyway, after stealing the car, trying to steal a car, apparently did steal a car, and the police chased him down. He broke his ankle, and he finally turned himself in. I wonder why. Have you ever broken an ankle? That's a very bad pain. So that's pretty much local news. Oh, no. Yeah, it looks like we're done with local news. Okay, on to national news. Oregon Sheriff announces new booking protocols or procedures after months of now, this has been going on for 11 months up there in Oregon and in Portland, and stores are being burned every night, and they said they're just roaming. These protesters are just roaming around the city, burning stuff and taking out their anger on everybody and everything for a system that is pretty much. We could get into that all day long if you guys wanted to, and that's a rabbit hole I don't want to go down tonight, which I probably will anyway, because this next video is going to be good. Anyway, so now they're going to jail protesters, so when they get in trouble and when they're protesting and the cops arrest them, it's not going to be just a misdemeanor slap on the wrist, appear in court. They're actually going to be able to jail them on the spot, arrest them, take them right to jail. They're trying to stop it. Enough's enough. Portland used to be a great place, apparently. I've never been there, but I hear stories about it. But now it's a real crap hole, I'm just saying. By the news, per the news. Maybe it's a beautiful place, I don't know. They've been in riots and protests for 11 months straight. I don't think the businesses really want to be there anymore. Just telling you. You want to suicide a city, that's how you do it. Just a great place. It's no longer. Okay. Now, let's get on to COVID-19. I know nobody wants to get into this subject, and I know there's a huge fear factor with India, and you know what? I had my last episode about that. I posted on Facebook, got 131 views. I want to post this video too and just tell you guys what's going on in India. But let's just give you guys an idea of what's happening. Biden finally stopped all flights in from India. Now, India wasn't allowing people in, okay? Because my news here, they know this is not good, what's happening in India. And I'm just telling you. So now Biden finally said no more people from India coming in or travel from India to the United States, which is a good deal. You got a double mutant variant, which is one of the few that are, one of the others that are happening there. And they're finally, after watching India just completely crash, they're burning bodies 24 hours a day. Can't find enough firewood to burn people. And they finally decided to stop the flights in. I'm telling you, whatever's happening there, which we'll get into, you don't want here. You do not want here, because I read today a couple other things about that, which isn't good. And it said that the new variant's possibly attacking younger people. And they have no idea why in America right now, everybody, about 65 and above is mostly vaccinated. But they're saying now it's attacking 65 to 30-year-old people. But individuals in the 30 to 65 range are all of a sudden filling up the emergency rooms and filling up the ICU beds. But what's baffling them, even in their own words off MSNBC and CNN and whoever else I read it off of, which is factual, they don't know what's really happening. They're speculating it's because the vaccination rate to the older people was a priority, and that's happening. But they don't know if this is being caused by a variant. You could look this up. Look it up yourself. I should have put what news outlet it was from, but nobody knows. Nobody knows. Meanwhile, Biden's been allowing planes to come land in the United States from India. Would that be the first thing you'd possibly do when India said, hey, we got a problem here and the government's failing and we don't really know because younger children are dying, kids that are 12, teenagers are dying, not just old people in India. We got a problem. Why wasn't it shut down immediately? Should have shut that down. Brazil should be shut down. The border should be shut down too. Because now imagine we get whatever mutants coming out of Brazil comes up to our southern border along with that, which we already have the Brazilian strain constantly throughout the U.S. right now. Ask Ted Nugent. He just posted an article about Ted Nugent was just on the news, and I read it, and Ted thought he's dead or in dirt. He's like, he got saved by doctors came to help him. Let it snow. Anyway, so on to Disney. Disneyland opens up today. Oh yay, in California. The Mickey Mouse and Minnie and the massive Disney complex and the massive industry is now open again. But just after this, they're only accepting local Californians. And they don't want anybody that's a tourist basically coming. They're going to discourage tourists into California. They're discouraging you Utahns or you anybody else's to going to California to go to Disneyland. They're hoping with it now being open, they're going to attract a ton of people from California into their own Disneyland in their own state. Not you. They don't want, it's not California coming to Utah and run around everything and jump up and down and go hiking and biking. They don't want that. They don't want you there doing the same thing that they're doing here. No offense towards you Californians. Your governor's completely bonkers. Always has been. Okay, so they opened it up. They're going to do limited capacity. The president of the tourism agency for Visit California. Yeah, even though they're strongly discouraging anybody from anywhere else to come to California this time, are saying it's not really open to out-of-town visitors. They're discouraging that. They just want to get their own people, their own money back in the system. Remember, all the money that was lost during the shutdown is all fiat debt currency. The money paying for everything right now is 1.9 trillion debt dollars, not to mention the other 1 trillion Heroes Act that was never for heroes, and the other bills that were passed. All is what's propping up the economy. That money was lost. It can never be regained for an entire year. Which is one thing I want to bring up is a service industry fatigue and a manufacturing fatigue with people that are being the servers and taking care of the massive explosion of people everywhere running around like chickens with their heads cut off with fake fiat money in their pocket, just blowing it everywhere. Just blowing it everywhere. Remember, the people that serve food, the people that are at the gas stations, the people that are taking care of you anywhere, and you're out of town, you're down, doing the Ironman. Everybody that's in that service industry, they're working their guts out, trying to make it so you can just run around. You got to be nice to these people. You just courteous to your gas people, courteous when you go into, a gas station, courteous when you go to a restaurant. These people are working their guts out. Many of them didn't get a break. Many of them have plugged right through the entire COVID thing. Just remember that. And your DoorDash people, the people who are delivering stuff, give them an extra tip because, like I said about the Facebook post I read, they have to have separate insurance to cover themselves, and it's almost not worth it. So if you can, tip those people even more. Give advice. Just say, hey, do you have a secondary insurance because you're not covered right on the clock? These people that bring you food, just be generous, be kind to everybody. Be kind to them all, especially people that are working in restaurants and cafes and grocery stores and everything else. Just remember, they are struggling. They're struggling, okay? So, off at Disneyland, 2 men were shot with Salt Lake. I missed this. So, apparently, there's an argument in Salt Lake at 12:20 this morning. There's 3 guys arguing. One of the guys pulls a gun, shoots the other 2 guys. He shoots one of the guys in both legs, one in the back, and apparently they're okay. They've been admitted to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and the police know exactly who this guy is. They know exactly who he is. Go figure. Imagine he's restricted. Shouldn't have had a gun. Shouldn't have had a gun. Never had reason to have a gun. There's a reason why he's restricted. Okay, so this is the more young people are getting sick from COVID inside the United States. So now we have this surge with COVID that they're making up a high percentage of people that are in the hospital right now. And these people, for the first time, 18 to 64 make up 37,000 people in hospital beds right now, just not including ICU. And these people, the majority of them are 30 and 40-year-olds that are actually being admitted to the hospital. So they're just basically saying they said this is a rise, and it's unclear why. Now, they have speculated it is because of the immunization. Speculated, by the way. Just telling you, speculated. Which I cannot, I'm gonna say it. For my friend that's in Australia that brought up something to me. Something to do with vaccines that are not, they're leaking vaccines. So those of you that want to research that, there's a story about chickens and the leaky vaccines to do with chickens and fighting disease in chickens, and that is the fear that this more aggressive COVID could possibly be doing. But it's completely scientific. You can look it up yourself. It's in I shared the link on my YouTube channel on my last video I posted in the comment section, and it's a factual article about chickens. It was 2016 or something. So anyway, said it's unclear why. They don't really know why, and it could be the variants. Yeah, Biden hasn't stopped India or Brazil from coming into the U.S., which should have been done yesterday. Hopefully you guys are still staying tuned. We didn't get to KUTV2 News. Gonna go through this. It gives people, people getting a return in person for graduation. That means a lot to a lot of people. It's you fought to get through college and your graduation is completely canceled. High school graduation was canceled last year. This is affecting everybody. They need to play their card right on this COVID thing. I'm telling you, you don't have to mass mandate everybody to death, but I'm telling you, we need to be ready. That should have been closing India off immediately. And Pakistan should have been closed as soon as that stuff broke out there. We're talking a month, 2 months ago. We should have shut down all travel from that section of the planet. Just saying. And anybody traveled to another country and traveled in should have been stopped. Should have been extinction level event. I talked about that in one of my last news, one of my news posts. Intermountain Mask 1 year anniversary of COVID trip to New York. Marks, whatever. Who cares? Health leaders aim to overcome COVID vaccine barriers in Utah's Latino community. It's personal choice. It's until they come out and tell everybody the truth about COVID and tell everybody why they want everybody vaccinated. I read a very sad article, a post, and I'm not going to say anything more about it. I read something yesterday on Facebook, and you do this on your own. You take that step to take that vaccine. Okay? I'm not saying for or against it. This is a personal choice. Personal choice. We could be facing something like I talked about in one of my last newscasts. Okay, First Lady Jill Biden to visit Utah next week. Oh, I'm telling you, just craziness. Let's see. Yep, there's the road construction. Lanes of the Bangerter Highway closed in West Jordan for construction. It starts right during the summer, right when everybody's busy. 89 is going to get the same thing. I think that's what they're talking about. What part of 89 it is. It could be up north, but you never know. 2 men shot in Salt Lake City. I talked about that. Utah researchers helped create 5-minute COVID-19 antibodies. They should have had it from the beginning. They couldn't detect the virus, but they could detect the virus, but they wasn't sure if the tests were right. They got a bunch of garbage tests, but the tests weren't accurate. We were told they're 90% accurate. Then it came to spit test, 90% accurate. Yeah. Okay, just saying. Not going to go any farther into that. So this Utah man's going to test for COVID antibodies. Does it really matter anymore? Just saying, does that matter anymore? Well, I got COVID antibodies. Was the test accurate? Wasn't it accurate? I mean, you couldn't even find the dang virus in the beginning. So, and I don't believe in any of these tests. I don't believe in any of them. I think they're all garbage. They're still a little closer to the actual find out what's going on than they were in the very beginning. Okay, in my opinion, and I still have that right. I just don't think they are. Utah man charged after lying to court about surrendering dog. Yeah, I don't. That's dumb. That's dumb. That's dumb. Oh, 76,000 California's. Wait, 76K California violent career felons get early release. That's. I don't know if anybody's thinking about that. 76,000 violent felons in California got early release. You ever wonder if why Utah's passing May 1st tomorrow? I can stick a 7mm Magnum down my pants and limp down the road, and nobody can say anything about it tomorrow. I don't. Yeah, Newsom. He's just. I don't know if the guy is like complicit or just completely dumb. I mean, he could be like reading off a script that someone's handed him. Oh, okay. Just read the words, Governor Newsom. I released 76,000 career criminals. More than 63,000 inmates convicted of violent crimes will be eligible for good behavior credits that shorten their sentences by 1/3 instead of the 1/5 that had been in place since 2017. That includes nearly 20,000 inmates who are serving life sentences with the possibility of parole. More than 10,000 inmates convicted of second serious but nonviolent offenses under the state's 3 strikes law, which by drug arrests, I mean, we have people sitting in prison for a disease. Drug addiction. This coffee, let us know, is a drug addiction. People make bad choices. You shouldn't have people spending life terms for 3 strikes, you're out. That's just a money-making cow. That's all money. It's all money they're making. We spend so much we need federal aid, and we need to do, it's all money. So yeah, we're going to get off that because that just isn't going anywhere. We just know the prison system's all rigged, and it's just, the more people they can throw away, the more money they make. Yeah, if there are bad people out there that commit violent crimes, yeah. Self-defense, one thing. Violent crimes, another. Lock away the rest of their life. Bring back the death penalty. By the way, you can be hung or shot for some crimes in America now. Like Trump put that in. It's still through with Biden. He didn't eliminate that executive order or whatever Trump signed in. So depending on what you did, you could be shot or you could be hung. Actually, lethal injection, I think. I don't know if it's hanging, so I think it's firing squads. I think it was just firing squads. Actor, I don't even want to, whatever, sues Marilyn Manson alleging sexual abuse. He's Marilyn Manson. I mean, if you're close enough and he's molesting you, that's your issue. I'm just saying. I was hanging out with Marilyn Manson last night, got drunk with him, and I think he touched me. Here's your sign. Here's your sign. Here's your sign. Yeah, I can't find much more on the Utah State news. There's a lot more stuff here. Check your health, losing your taste, sense of smell due to COVID-19. There's stuff like that. Housing market's still a complete joke. Still $400,000 for a stupid, single family home. Construction's ridiculous. The price of wood's through the roof. Everybody's living off funny money. We're all going to pay for this in the end. They're still going to pass a $2.3 trillion bill and put 500,000 electric car plug-ins at every Chevron station and all your Sinclairs on your dime. So if a Tesla car catches fire, it takes 4 hours to put the dang thing out, 30,000 gallons of water. Psh. Hey, Tesla, how do I put this thing out? I don't know. Keep squirting it. Save the environment, right? We're all going to go electric. Wait till you buy your $80,000 car. Well, that thing only has 2 wheels, 3 wheels. You got 1 in the front, 2 in the back. That's $80,000 for an electric car right there. But the batteries, good luck if they light on fire. You get in a wreck. Good luck. And those pump stations, you're going to pay for. Where's all the power going to come from? I'm just saying. Coal's going to be gone. You'll have natural gas. That's going to probably... I see this whole thing just kind of imploding into a disaster, just imploding. But we'll have $2.3 trillion out the window. $50 billion for the BLM. Wonder where that's going to go. What they're going to do with that $50 billion. I broke the whole thing down in one of my episodes. Just ridiculous. Just a ridiculous, stupid plan. Not to mention killing all the small businesses. Not to mention just wiping them out. Their taxes are going to go up. And the pay is garbage across the board. We need to do an episode on the hospitals and how much they're charging for medical care. And remember when they told us all if they did universal health care, where we all had free health care, so when you go have an actual emergency and it costs you X amount of your entire future, or, $2,000 for an emergency room visit when your doctor orders you there, and your deductible is $2,000, and you're already paying $63 a week in medical coverage a week. People are they're making their $2,000 a month, living in a $1,300 or $1,400 apartment. How do you afford $2,000 to go set an emergency room that they're not going to do anything for you? It's ridiculous. Universal health care isn't socialism. Socialism is $1.9 trillion in funding money that's debt money from the U.S. taxpayers. $1 trillion for a HEROES Act that didn't help a single hero that was out there doing the work, fighting to keep food in people's mouths during a lockdown. Didn't do a damn thing for it. Called the HEROES Act. That's socialism. That's not capitalism. Everybody that's here that makes under $100,000 a year should not have to pay to go to the doctor. Should be the same as Medicaid. They're better. Remember when they said they'd break the bank? Remember when they said if we did universal health care, we would destroy the economy. It would just ruin everything. The economy would crash. Everybody would die. And it cost $1 trillion. We spent $1.9 trillion on a HEROES Act that didn't do crap. Didn't do a thing. We spent $1.9 trillion on every pet project that everybody had going on, just throwing money out, $1.9 trillion. But some of it went to good use. Some of it did. But universal health care, every developed country has health care. And they say, look how bad it is in Canada. Look how bad it is in America. I mean, you go get something major done, and God forbid you don't have insurance, you're done. They'll take your house. They'll take your cars. They'll take everything. Not to mention, I got a call, personal. They want me to pay an 8% interest rate on a sliding scale on my income on my debt to pay back my copay. 8% interest rate. They're worse than the credit card company. They're just as bad. And that right there, they said if we all had free health care, it would kill everybody. No, a $30,000, one day stay in a hospital is what kills the economy. That's what kills the economy. Going to an emergency room costs you $3,000-$4,000 if you actually have an emergency. Just to walk in the dang door. That kills an economy. The price of insulin kills the economy. Heart medication, things everybody needs. Remember when that was a big deal? Well, it still is a big deal to a lot of people. A lot. But we went ahead and passed out trillions of dollars. We're going to put $2.3 trillion into every stupid funding money idea that any idiot could come up with in that Congress. There's a bunch of lawyers that are dirty, rotten crooks. Why would you ever put lawyers in charge of government is beyond me. They know how to do everything crooked as they want. And B, they're just dirty, rotten as it comes. You can't expect a lawyer that's in it they'll screw people over for anything, and they know how to do it legally. So we just keep electing these lawyers. Wonder what the problem is. But anyway, that's my show. Healthcare should not cost $3,000 to walk in an emergency room. And when they said we couldn't have healthcare covered, and people screamed communism, Affordable Care Act, and that was just a big facade to get everybody out of the way. They just took the money anyways. That money that everybody had free healthcare, people that didn't go to the hospital because they couldn't afford it, that passed away, which I know personally. That money that would have been like, hey, if you make under $100,000, you don't have to worry about a dime. Anybody over $100,000 make it, just go after the price of healthcare. Let's go get this taken care of and find out why they charge $3,000-$4,000 to walk in an emergency room when somebody can walk in there for 100% free, not have to claim their income. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Go to the emergency room, go to the dentist, get brand new teeth. No, there's something wrong. Dental care is a whole nother subject we need to get into. I mean, we threw so much money out. Nobody can afford dental care. If you do, you're making over $100,000. And the people I know that's trying to fix their teeth, they're spending $2,000-$3,000 on a visit because the dental care sucks. And they're charging so damn much. You know, you're looking at the price of a car to put down any implants in your face, and that right there causes chronic illness. Believe me, your dental, but they don't cover it. You know, and that's another major crisis in America, is dental care. These guys wasted $4, $6, $10 trillion. They wasted $14 trillion in wars in the Middle East. 14 trillion with a T. That's what they wasted. We rebuilt buildings. We sent money to Israel. We sent money to Jordan. We sent money to Saudi Arabia with the $1 trillion bill before that, or the $1.9 trillion. We gave money like $40,000 per person to some countries in that bill. We funded transgender studies in Pakistan. And yet we can't find a plan for health care so people don't have to pay it. And we can't find a plan to fix people's teeth without them dying from chronic illness, because like me, bad teeth, can't afford it. Just can't afford it. Can't afford it. Anyway, that's 45 News Utah. Hope you stayed for the whole thing. If you didn't, I completely understand. I completely understand. If you take issue with what I got, message me. Remember, it's just, this is from my point of view, hopefully helping everybody else out that want to watch and think it's a good idea to watch 45 News Utah. Thanks for sharing and supporting. And remember, if you don't cause a stir, you're not doing your job. You have to ruffle the feathers to get people involved into the conversation so we can actually do news again. Reporting to you from Free America, free media, free news. This is Rick. Thanks for watching.